You got problems. You need to get straight. You need a therapist. You know what you need a therapist.
Wanna leave, let you leaving with me, baby.
What is wrong with you?
That's gonna be a vibe.
It is a
Mm-hmm.
vibe. It gonna be. It is.
Shout out to
It
Jamie
is.
Foxx. So Tank has a new podcast right now. I don't know if you've seen it.
I have not.
Yeah, it's
Tank?
called
What is
R&B
about?
Money Podcast. I guess he's gonna sit down with like a bunch of maybe R&B artists, producers, and stuff like that. So far, his first guest was Jamie Foxx. Yeah, watch that.
Okay.
That one was funny. Jamie Foxx is a character. I would love to hang out with him.
Yeah, I definitely
Um,
would. Go to one of his sex parties.
I'll sign that NDA.
Oh
But
god. Tank. When I think of Tank, I think about this time I was fucking with this old nigga, and and every time I would go like hook up with him, he would always play that one song by Tank. When we fuck.
oh my god,
Like, every time I hear it, I cringe, and I'd be
I
like,
only cringe. I cringe with songs like that with this new social media age, like the
"What you mean?"
whole TikTok phase. So like there's this social media challenge, this music Black Month music challenge or whatever.
Oh yeah, I've been
Yes.
seeing that.
So one of the prompts was name one song that you hate that people love. And I put that Money Long song hours and hours because
I love that
this
song.
fucking social media shit has ruined it for me. Like I can't enjoy.
Yours, mine,
Oh,
eyes. I can do this for
I can
hours.
be a superpower.
It's a good song though. I like her new song too that she got with
Don't know.
Sweetie.
Don't wait. Hold on.
She she got some new song with Sweetie. It's a cute little bop, like a cute little summer bop for the girls.
I can't get with Sweetie. I'm sorry.
Sweetie is not a rapper.
That's what is she?
She's a beautiful girl that makes music and it's catchy music and I support it honestly. It's a girl getting a bag,
I
whatever.
wish. I wish that was
But
me.
and I can bop to it. Like I like the song that she had with Doja. That's my best friend. She a real bad bitch.
Yes,
Now you see,
but is that because it's
yeah.
Doja on it?
No, because I like some of Sweetie
I'm talking
other
about for me.
songs. For you, that's
Yeah,
why.
I think so.
But
Yeah, cause
yeah,
cause I could never even get with what was her like first song that like really took off.
that's my type. Yeah, that's my type. 8 inch bigger. Oof, that's good
That
pipe. Bad bitch, I'm a ride
you
all
know those
night.
songs that like you
Mm,
just keep hearing, so you sing along to them. That's one of them songs.
mm-hmm.
Like I don't really like if that song came on the radio. I'm like pressing next. I'm not downloading that song on my phone. I'm not. No, I can't.
Well, I definitely have it on my
But you for
phone.
the girls. You for the girls.
I I am for
I'm
the
for the girls
girls.
too,
Yeah.
but the right girls like Doja, Meg, Cardi.
Don't discriminate. Come on,
Is
support
that
all
a
the
word,
girls.
friend?
No, I
Oh,
just
okay.
made it up.
I'm like,
You had to check yourself. Be like, this bitch. Don't you hate when niggas do that? They be saying something, you be
am
like,
I dumb?
"Is it me?" And you don't want to ask the question because you afraid of feeling
Yeah.
stupid.
Am
You was
I
like,
dumb? Girl,
"I'm let it slide."
I am gonna let it slide. But
Mm.
anyways, go check out the this is not a sponsor, it's not an ad. But Jamie Foxx is funny as fuck. So yeah, go check out that Tank podcast. So Jamie Foxx is on the first episode, Eric Benet is on the second, and then Hitmaker.
Mm. Okay.
What's his name? Young Bird.
Young Bird.
Yeah. Oh, I was about to fuck that song up. That ain't him.
Calling you
I was about to
daddy.
say that.
That
That's
song?
not him.
That's not that song, is
What's
it?
this? That's
Oh, I have no idea.
Sexy Kenna? No. What was his song?
Yeah. No, is it sexy? He is
He
sexy
is
kinda.
in it, but what was his song that came out? Fuck.
And it's crazy because I literally just listened to the song the other day in the car.
Damn.
Oh, oh,
Uh,
oh,
uh, oh, oh,
oh.
oh, oh, oh.
Get you the
Yes, that one.
business
That
to
one.
get. Why did we take so long to get there? We literally had to go through it.
We went through.
I just heard it the other day in the car.
Is it on your phone?
Yeah,
No.
unfortunately. I be having so much bullshit on my
Yeah.
phone, yo. It's a crazy place there. It's a crazy, crazy place.
Mm-hmm. But yes,
Hmm.
he's a fucking character too, child.
He's just one of those like lame dudes that I feel like a lame Lance.
Did you
Like,
know him and
but he got money,
yeah,
so
that part too. And he's he's
yeah.
short. He's not even cute. Thing is, he's not even cute.
Mm-mm.
But did you know him and Bow Wow baby mama Joy Chavis or something? They used to date,
Oh, yeah.
and they were supposed to be on Love and Hip Hop together.
I'm happy that didn't happen.
Oh, but yeah.
Oh, so breaking news. Beyonce all on his mouth like liquor. Beyonce got niggas out here buying boxes and we don't know what's in the
And did
boxes. Can we talk about that?
and did
About two
and
of them.
did
What?
and told all my friends
Go buy the boxes.
we gonna get a box each.
We get a box each. Right. Everybody get a box so we can see what's in all the boxes. Like,
Yes.
what?
It ain't nothing but a fucking prototype that's spinning around with no logo, no nothing on it. It just say
Nothing. Like, you literally don't know what you're
pose
buying.
1, pose 2, pose 3, pose 4.
That's what I call fucking power. Beyonce literally have niggas out here buying shit and we don't know what we're buying. Granted, it was $40. Cool. But I bought 2, so it was
But that
80.
makes it even
So
better though. That it was
yeah.
affordable, one, and that you put out so much good content that it doesn't even fucking matter. It doesn't
It
matter.
doesn't matter what's in the
It
box.
doesn't. Even if it turns out to be trash, it's like, well, okay, this one time you fucked up, so
But the thing is, you know it's not going to be
it's
trash.
not.
You know it's not.
And she dropping a single tonight, and bitch, I don't know if I'm gonna stay up for it. I don't know. Why would I do that? But if I just so happen to be up, I'm playing it. Hopefully I'm
Yeah.
asleep, but
The power of Beyonce.
if I'm up. But the thing that fucked me up is that Drake was trying to shit on her because she was trying to make it a surprise because niggas is nosy. They saw Beyonce switch up, like she done took all her profile pictures down, done wiped the damn page clean or whatever. And they're like, oh my gosh, Beyonce dropping.
Beyonce is doing something.
And then Beyonce hinted at it on her website, was like, B7, bitch, B8. So like, what? Then it looks like it's a 2, which is probably why she said B8, is because it's like a 2. There's an act 1 and I'm assuming an act 2. So anyways, Drake tried to shit on her fucking her announcement because
I don't think Drake tried to shit on the announcement,
I know,
friend.
but devil's advocate, I'm saying Drake shitted on her announcement because why couldn't you just let B have her day? Because
But whatever Drake did, it definitely didn't take away from what Beyonce had going on. Because niggas don't. Okay, we can like Drake, but we still give a fuck about what Beyonce has going on. So
apples and oranges, we can't compare.
If anything, he probably did himself a disservice because nobody was going to pay attention to him, and they were all worried about Beyonce. Like, so,
but Drake's album, everybody was shitting on it.
Can we talk about it though? Because I actually enjoy it.
I love it, bitch.
What kind of music is it?
Yes,
yeah,
I love it. And I think the place that really turned me on to music is when I was living in England. I would be up in the clubs like
being there doing fucking X and popping pills and feeling on each other and
bitch,
shit.
ain't doing that.
kissing each other in the mouth.
Feds is watching.
That's what I imagine.
Well, they do be kissing in the mouth now. That was
I
the
know.
biggest culture shock when I got to England. Is when I was in a club one time and this nigga tried to kiss.
Try to kiss you in your mouth.
I don't know you. We dancing, but I ain't on that type of vibe now. Nigga, get out my face.
Especially COVID.
Well, COVID wasn't around back then, but
even before that, shit, I don't know you.
I don't know you. Where your mouth been?
Kissing is very intimate. Have we had this conversation where it's like
we had this personal conversation where is kissing more intimate than inserting your penis inside me?
I need somebody to see if we're the only ones who think like this, because we do think very similar, but we can't be the only ones who think this.
I don't think so.
Like, kissing is very like emotional. Like, I have to like you.
Eyes can like your soul.
It's a connection.
Granted, when I fuck you, it's
also a connection, but just I don't see. It's not logical. If you think about it, it is not logical. But
no, if the rubber is on, it's a blockage, so our souls can't connect.
The logic is, yes, kissing should be less intimate than actually having physical intercourse, right? But to me, it's not.
I just feel like your face. Okay, granted, putting your head.
Exactly. Logically, it does not make sense. This conversation does not make sense. Like,
it don't. But I just feel like, so okay. To me, like putting your head or your penis down here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like it's just so much deeper up here because your eyes, like there's so much emotion.
It ain't even that. It's just the fact that our mouths are, and then you got everything else. Like, it's just a very intimate act. And I have been in plenty of casual sex relationships where we can have sex and not kiss at all, and I'd be perfectly fine with that. And don't kiss. In fact, sometimes it's awkward if you do kiss, because it's like it's an emotional thing. And so the fact that you're like, kiss me, I'm like, I don't even like you like that. I understand what we're doing, but I don't like you on that level. Like, don't kiss me. Like,
just fuck me good.
Yeah. It's weird. And I'll just turn around. Like, move. Don't kiss me.
I was about to say, everybody can't kiss good, but everybody can't fuck good either.
Yeah.
Anyway,
people gonna be acting us like, what the fuck hell wrong with y'all? What is wrong with y'all?
What the fuck hell wrong with y'all?
The fuck hell wrong with y'all?
Don't you see me riding dog?
Niggas be like, what is wrong with these girls?
And our friends be telling us, like, when they ask us for advice, they be like, you can't ask Kay and Ray. They not women's.
I am a woman.
I am.
I'm a whole woman.
You see this? I'm a grown.
I look like a little boy today, and I have been for the past 3 weeks. But
you don't never look a face card. Slay.
I mean, we getting it together. But anyway, I'm a woman, and yeah, people be like, don't ask for NK because they're gonna give you some skewed advice.
Majority of women ain't like them. Well, they need to be. Don't be like us.
We're trash. Don't be like us. Don't be like us, ladies. Please don't.
We single. Don't be like us. Don't take our advice.
We just here. We really don't know what the fuck we're talking about, honestly. I'm surprised that niggas still come back and listen each week. Thank y'all, because you do. Appreciate it. Like, we really don't know what the fuck we're doing. We're here in the experiment along with y'all. Like,
life is an experiment.
Bitch. And sometimes I be feeling like I'm failing at this bitch. Like,
ain't no such thing. As long as you still alive, ain't no such thing as failing.
You right.
And shit, even when we leave, Earth is. I'm an alien in this bitch.
You an alien?
And if they call me early,
bitch, ET phone
home. Just know I did not fail. I'm just going to real life.
You going back to real life, to the reality of things?
Going back to real life.
Girl.
I'm going back to my second home, child. On my first home.
Your first home. This is the rental. This the Airbnb, and this a shitty ass Airbnb, bitch. Like, where is the ratings? I need to leave them. Yo, wouldn't that be some shit? Like, if you die, you could leave ratings on your experience at Earth.
One
Like
out
you
of
order some,
5 stars, bitch.
yeah, like you order some Uber Eats or some shit, and then
It's dusty.
oh my god, the quality of life sucks.
Or
Like everything, nobody cares about anybody. Like
tomato, tomato, tomato.
boo, tomato, tomato.
Get out of here. Let's leave. Why would you
Oh my,
send me there? Who
do not
recommended
go
Earth?
back.
Out of all the planets, who recommended Earth?
Would you recommend to a friend? Hell no. No. I'm not recommending this shit to nobody. Don't go.
Hell no. Mm-mm.
Girl. All right, so let's go ahead and get to this week's Unpack This story. If I can find where I put it at. Okay. So this story is titled I Need Period Advice from you, younger ladies. Let me learn how to read first before I decide to read.
You finished. You got a whole master's degree done.
Okay. So my daughter just informed me that she started her period. She didn't say anything for a few months. The fuck? Wait. She didn't say anything for a few months because she didn't know how to talk to me about it. I'm mildly disappointed that she didn't feel comfortable telling me, but at the same time, I totally get it. These things can be awkward. The thing is that periods have changed so much since I had my last period. I haven't had one since she was born. Yes, Marina's. That's the type of birth control for you people that don't know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
And
I was looking like,
you
huh?
was confused. Yeah. And these diva cups and whatnot are a bit after my time. So what's a good progression with period products? When I was her age, we only had pads and tampons. My religious conservative mother had a hang up about tampons, so I think I brought my first ones myself when I wanted to go swimming in high school. Should she just stick to pads for a few months to get used to it, or should I grab her some tampons in case she wants to swim? Or are there better products nowadays? What about period undies? I'm just so out of the loop on period products. Help. And yeah.
First of all, where are you getting your products, your hygiene products, if you ain't told your mama in a couple months? Like, where's she getting them from?
That was my question. Like, how is she? I'm assuming this is a young child, so she may not have money. How is
Yeah.
she buying? Is she getting them from a friend or something? Maybe I
Oh,
don't know.
maybe.
Yeah,
I don't
not
know.
100% about that because that's why I kind of paused. I was like, because I had the same thought. Like, where the hell is she
Yeah.
getting her products from if she
Yeah.
not?
Don't be too hung up about her not telling you, because it's as a teenager, um, or I don't know how old she is, child, but it's a very, it could be embarrassing situation,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. So don't get hung up about her not telling you. That's whatever.
I don't know. I feel like I would be hung up about that
Yeah.
if my girl child did not feel comfortable enough telling me that. I feel like, is
But
there
you
some
eventually,
trust issues? Like
yeah, but so then when you find out, you can't stick on like, well, why did you, like, yes, that's a cause for like, maybe ask,
concern.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't be hung up about it. Like, just in that moment, make her feel comfortable now, like, oh, okay, well, when did you get it? Just ask her the questions or whatever, and don't make her feel bad about not telling you. But let her know in that moment too, like, oh, you could tell me about this type of stuff if you're feeling this way, that way, whatever.
Yeah.
um but as far as progression, I feel like the natural progression is pads. Like, especially at that age, she's probably not a sexually active child, and I know a lot of people have issues inserting tampons. But
Mm-hmm.
if she wants to swim, I think in that moment, and if she's on her period, then yeah, introduce her to tampons if she wants to.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think I used pads for long. I think I used tampons fairly early. I don't even remember if I even used pads. I know I did, but like I don't think I used them for long at all.
Yeah.
Um, so, but I was a very curious child, so I was probably inserting shit into my vagina at a very young age. That made inserting the tampon probably kind of easy.
But there's so many different products out too, though. Like,
There are.
so and I literally try everything. Like, I'm just I'm one of those people where I like to try shit. The only
Mm-hmm.
thing that I have not tried are the period panties, because logically in my mind that does not make sense, so I can't really get with it.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like I don't know. I don't like that. But I've tried those little plastic discs. That shit was a fucking nightmare. It looked like a goddamn murder scene in my bathroom trying to take that bitch out. That shit
Ooh.
was a nightmare. So I've heard great things about them, which is why I wanted to try it. But yeah, that would not be my first recommendation, especially for a young lady who's like just getting used to her period.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then those discs, same situation. It was a fucking nightmare. It's just very, the process of removing it is just a mess to me. I guess you could do it in a shower. I don't know, but it's just a mess, and you have leaks and shit. It's just too much room for like accidents and stuff like that. So honestly, I would just stick to pads and tampons.
Until she's ready to move
Yeah.
to the next level. But
Um,
just let her know too that there's options. Like, okay, here we're gonna start you off with this, but if at any time you want to move to tampons because you feel uncomfortable in this, then we can do that. And let her know the differences in the two
mhm.
or the other options, I guess. But honestly, I would just stick to pads and tampons for right now,
Yeah.
personally.
I'm happy I had a boy. Well, no, I'm not gonna say that because I would have enjoyed having a little girl also.
Mm,
Um, yeah. I don't. Other than that, I really don't have anything else to recommend for this lady.
no. I remember I was around my sister, my youngest sister, when she first started her period. I felt like such a proud big sister.
Oh.
Her period started. Cause I had just so happened to be home. Cause I don't go home often, and I just so happened to be home with her. And it started, and I was, oh wait, I might be telling your business.
You telling my business?
No, my sister business, and people
Oh.
might know who my sister is. Anyway, it don't
Oh.
matter. It's
I mean,
never.
everybody get a period. Yeah. Well, every woman does. So yeah.
Yes, and I'm not saying anything embarrassing, but I just so happened to be home with her, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
felt like such a good big sister. That's
Hmm.
a good moment. Anyways, um, if y'all haven't guessed already, because this is what we do, our Let's Unpack This definitely has something to do with the episode that we're going to talk about. So, guys, if you listening, please continue to listen because I feel like
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. Please continue to listen and educate yourselves, because if you have women in your life, you're going to deal with this, and
yes,
you may learn something that you didn't know before.
and it's a natural part of life. You should feel comfortable talking
Yes.
about this stuff because you might have to run to the store and get your wife something
Your
or get your
daughter.
daughter
Yeah.
something, and this is nothing you should be disgusted by. It's life. It's like giving birth. You
It's
was there when she gave birth, I hope.
And
So,
you don't have no problem with the pussy any other time, so you should not have a problem with the pussy when we're bleeding. So listen, thank you.
because this pussy gives you life.
Mm. Anywho, so when
Go
did
ahead.
you? What's your first period story? When did you get your
Um,
period?
I think I got my period when I was in the fifth grade.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was 10 or 11. And I think it came on at school, to be honest. I can't remember vividly, but I think it came on at school. And I think in that moment I definitely used the pad.
Mm,
But I can't go too deep because I don't honestly remember. But I think I was 10 or 11 and it came on at school. I think I was 10.
mm.
I think it was definitely fifth grade. But yeah, I remember that.
And then did
What
you
about
tell your
you?
mom?
Huh?
Did you tell your mom?
Yeah, I think I had to, child, because
Mhm.
I ain't got no money to pay for no damn tampons or no. It came on, mama.
Help.
Yeah. And I think my mama was very open about telling me about those things. And then especially in or elementary school too, I think around that time we were probably talking about that type of stuff. So it didn't seem foreign to me.
Mhm.
Yeah, I feel like we had classes about like the reproductive system and all that stuff, which helped it feel, yeah, not foreign and very familiar, I guess.
Yeah.
And then I would see tampons around the house because my mama had a fucking period. So
Yeah.
yeah. What about you?
Um, so I was definitely in middle school. I was in sixth grade. I was 11. And I remember vividly that day I felt sick. And I never felt that before.
Mm.
Like I was cramping basically. But I thought I was like, my stomach is hurting. I remember being in school thinking my stomach is hurting really bad. But it didn't come on at school. It came on once I got home. And I went to the bathroom. And I remember going to the bathroom and seeing my panties. I was like, what the fuck is this? And I said, "Ma!" And she came into it. And she was like, "What?" And she kept saying, "I don't know what this is." And she was like, "Oh my God." She started singing happy birthday.
Girl,
She started singing happy birthday. I'm like, yo, it's not my birthday. Can you please help me?
that is hilarious.
Yes. And I remember, but like you, it wasn't very taboo. It was something that I kind of knew, but I just didn't
Yeah.
know what to expect as far as what it would feel and look like. And so,
Hmm.
yeah. Um, but overall, it wasn't a bad experience. But my mom definitely sang happy birthday to me. And I was like, why is she singing happy birthday?
But that made it stick in your head too. I'm gonna do that to my little girl if
Yes.
I get a little girl.
Like, why are you
That
singing
made it
happy
stick in
birthday?
your head.
Like,
That's
it's like,
so
you're a
funny.
woman now. I'm like, girl, I am still
Girl, I am
11.
10.
I am 11. I am nobody's woman. Uh-uh.
Yes. But when do you think it's like
Here's this guy.
okay to like
Move, Pedro. Sorry.
please at Petey Pablo Kitty? When do you think like it's an appropriate age though to like start talking about that stuff?
Definitely like fifth grade, middle school age. And
Yeah.
valid point to not just talk to your girls about this stuff, but also talk to
Mm.
your boys about this stuff also. I
Mm.
definitely had a conversation with my 11-year-old boy, and of course he was confused because around this age they start doing the sex ed classes and stuff. And so I told him, like, when you start having these classes, if you have questions, you have to ask, like, feel comfortable asking mommy and daddy and stuff like that. And he was asking me questions, and girl, we just went down a whole rabbit hole about the birds and the bees, and I had to kind of explain what a period was. And he was like,
Mm.
well, it doesn't happen all the time. I was like, it happens every month. And I kind of explained it to him, and he was like, oh, he kind of made like a yuck face. And I was like, no. I was like, it's not nasty, it's not dirty. I was like, this is just something that happens with women. I said, it happens to me, it happened to Nene, it happens to everybody, it happened to your stepmama, it happened to everybody that's the girl. So
Mm-hmm.
he was like, oh, okay. And then he just kept, girl, he was playing his video games and didn't think nothing else about it. But I
That's
stress
good.
that don't just teach your girls about these things, teach your boys about these things, so they have a better understanding of their friends that are girls, and when they get this age can kind of understand, like, she's going through something that you are not. And yeah.
Mm. Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. So, what are some of your common PMS symptoms, and have they like changed over the years?
Girl, yes.
Oh,
Yes.
mm,
um so when I was very young, like when I first started my period, I would get so sick. I would get extremely sick. I would throw up. Even if I didn't have
oh
food on
wow.
my stomach, I'd just be throwing shit up. um I would literally have to take like the first day or two from school. I couldn't go to school because I would be so sick.
Oh my
I'd be on the
gosh.
floor, balled up in a little ball on the bathroom floor, throwing up and in severe pain.
Mm.
And that went on for like the first couple months when I first got my period. I'll probably say up until like seventh grade, and then that's when my doctor put me on birth control and it stopped. Um, but after that, for the most part, I don't have issues with my period, and I'm very blessed because I know a lot of women do have issues when it comes to their reproductive system, like fibroids, heavy bleeding, a ton of different things.
Mm-hmm.
So luckily, I don't have any health issues. For the most part, it's always been pretty normal as far as like PMS symptoms. I mean, I get like the headaches, the cramps, irritability. Oh my God. I just get so irritable. Um, those things. But as I have gotten older, yes, I have noticed things change significantly. Like I bloat really bad now. Like it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Sometimes I don't cramp as bad. Sometimes I do. Sometimes it's just things change, and tracking those things are very important for us. I know you and I, we stay on our little app, making sure we tracking things. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, they definitely change and have changed a lot now over the past year or two. What about
Mm-hmm.
you?
So when I was younger, like my symptoms were very minimal, I feel
Hmm.
like. But like I mean, but I'll get the normal like the first, second day I'm cramping or whatever. But it's never to the point where I'm like throwing up
Hmm.
or like I'm just like can't move and stuff like that. It's irritating and I might like get irritable and stuff. And it's hard to like stand up because if you're standing up, literally, guys, because you can't relate, literally your vagina feels like a heartbeat.
And it's just like,
Yeah. Gr- And so I would have to like sit down because it would just feel so ugh. Anyways, but yeah, but boobs have always been sore.
yes,
And honestly, it varies from month to month too. And it varied if I was on birth control or not on birth control.
yes,
Um, so boob soreness, headaches have been a major thing most recently. To the point where I want to say it's almost a migraine because I feel nauseous sometimes and
yeah.
stuff. And just don't want to do anything. Fatigue, tiredness, bitch. I will sleep all fucking day and be like, why the fuck am I so tired? And then have to realize, and it'll be either before my period or during my period.
Mm-hmm.
It depends, or it might be both.
All on both.
Um, yeah, because you can't gauge, you just can't gauge when you're having these symptoms. It just
Mm-hmm.
happens. And I just look at my calendar and be like, oh, my period is
Makes
coming up,
sense.
or oh, I'm on my period or whatever. Like you said, bloatedness, I could tell in my stomach if my period is coming or if I'm on it. Um, what else? Acne, like I might get a couple breakouts,
Mm-hmm.
or them pimples where it's like and it ain't got no head to it,
The
but you like
motherfuckers hurt too.
yes, baby. What other symptoms I get? Uh yeah, for the most part, that's pretty much it. Oh, emotions. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Bitch. I've been crying at the drop of a fucking
Here lately,
dime.
you have been a lot more emotional when you get your period. A lot.
I'm embracing it
Yeah.
cuz
Just deal with it.
it's it's literally anything. I'll be watching TV. I'll be like, "Why am I about to cry?"
Mm-hmm. It happens.
Just just let it go, Raven. Let
Bitch,
it go.
sometimes I'll be like that if I'm not on my period. So I'm a crybaby. I cry all the fucking time. So it don't bother me.
And I'm not, which is why it feels weird to me. But at this point, I'm just like, just let it go.
Yeah.
Whatever. Let it go. Maybe it's some stress that you've been holding on to. And you just need to
Girl,
let it go.
crying is
And
a great release. Like, yes,
yeah,
like
it
I
is.
need to cry. Like I need to cry at least like monthly just to get it out my system.
Mm,
Like, get a
yeah.
good
It does
cry.
feel good.
Yes. Mm.
But do you think women should get days off for being on their period? Like some kind of type of leave? Like
You asking a woman, yes, I do think this. If you ask a man that's never experienced it and don't know what the fuck we're going to, they're gonna say absolutely not. But I guarantee you that if the roles were reversed and men had periods, that the
implement it.
motherfuckers would have a whole system in place. You would not come to work the week of your period, and the week before you would telework, bitch. I'm telling you, like these niggas would not be at work. Like they would not. The healthcare system would look a lot different. We wouldn't have to go out and fucking pay for feminine hygiene
Oh my
products. They
God.
would be sent to us, paid through by a medical system or your insurance or whatever the fuck else you had. I guarantee you that the things would look a lot different.
Yeah. Yes. I totally agree.
Even things simply down to birth control and controlling your hormones and altering your fucking body. Like those things would be different. I guarantee you if men had periods, things would be so much different.
I fucking agree. Yeah, no, I
Yes.
do believe that we should at least 3 days, at the least 3 days. Because people, our periods can last anywhere between like 3 to 7 days,
And
depending
that's
on,
if you have normal. This is normal. What
yeah,
we're not talking about the people who have issues.
yeah.
Yes.
It can be between 3 to 7 days. It ranges
Mhm.
different for every person. But yeah, I definitely think we should, because my first and second day, I'm extremely fatigued. I'm Especially with these headaches now, I am fucking no good. I cannot, even if I'm at work, I can't
I'm
function.
not gonna be productive. You're not gonna be able to get nothing out of me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so let me save my gas, save your time. I'm even okay with teleworking. I'd rather just have the day off, but I'm even okay with teleworking.
At least you could be in the comfort of your home.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
And then sometimes people bleed so heavy that is you just can't function through the day, especially during those first couple of days of your period. You
Yeah.
just can't just get up and go.
You end up having
Um,
accidents. You end up having, you got to be
mhm.
worried about your clothes and like, am I making a mess? Like, that's shit that you shouldn't have to worry about. You should be able to be at home and deal with that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And
But
you know, like back in the day, like, in like African tribes and stuff, like the women who are like menstruating, they would like all go off to like this little hut where all the other women that were menstruating at that same time, and they would go up there and they would like rest. They would just like take their time, take their spiritual
oh,
baths, and do like all these things like for the women that they'd also be doing, because they say like if you look at old African like traditions, that period blood is like used for like spells and like all type of stuff like that, and it's like a very powerful
Haitians, they
time.
put it in their spaghetti.
Yeah, it's like a very powerful time for women. That's the time where they're like most intuitive and they get like downloads from like ancestors and stuff like that during that time, and so they would go
Mm,
off and kind of do their thing, they little witchy boo boo thing, while they were on their periods, and then like come back to the villages afterwards.
mm,
But they also took the time to like rest and take spiritual baths and just be away,
yeah,
because during those times you are very sensitive, you're very, so you don't need to be around all of the normal things.
yes. Oh, let's go back to why we even have periods, men. We have periods. One, it's a form of telling your body that you can reproduce,
Hmm.
because once you stop having periods, or before you even get your period, that's the time where like you can't have babies. Like if you don't have a period,
Hmm.
you're not, you can't, your reproductive system is, I can't talk. Your
You can't
reproductive
talk.
system,
I'm trying to stick with you, friend. Shit.
your reproductive system can't have a baby at this moment or
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, and then it's the form, your body is releasing an egg, essentially, was telling your body that you're not pregnant right now.
Hmm.
And the week after your period, that's the time in which you can reproduce. So,
That's when you be in heat. You be ovulating.
and do
Niggas be knowing when you be ovulating too, though.
they
Like it's a subtle thing. It's certain things like that women just biologically, like our
the
bodies do.
pheromone?
Yeah, pheromones. Like niggas know when you be in heat. Them
Mhm.
motherfuckers start sniffing around. Yeah. Even like when I'm at work, like if I'm ovulating, like I can get my way a lot easier. Man, yeah. Yeah, it's easy. Like niggas be just sitting at your desk just talking for 30 minutes. Like, boom, I got shit to do. Like, oh, I
You
know how you over
smell the
here.
seat.
You smell these pheromones over here. Go and
You liking
get.
what you see?
Go and get that.
Mhm.
But for real.
Period. Period.
Period.
Mm. But yes, that's the our whole reason by have to have a period is to be able to reproduce. Um, and like I said, the week after our period is the week that we're able to
Well, this
have a baby,
the
essentially,
fertile week.
our fertile week.
Mhm.
So when people think it's so easy to get pregnant, it's not.
No, it's not. It might seem easy, but it really ain't.
Yes, you really have to time it just right to be able to get pregnant. Now, child, I ain't never been pregnant before, so I don't know. But that's what they say. That's what they say. Anyways, so when do you mind if I ask, do you currently use what type of hygiene product do you use when you're on your period?
I'm just a tampon gal.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I mean tampon panty liner. I typically do not fool with pads. I know some girls. I have friends that will not use anything other than a pad, and it drives me insane. um, but pads feel like diapers. And that's another reason why during the story, to unpack the story, when I said those little panties that they have, like the period
Oh
panties,
yeah.
is another
Mm-hmm.
reason why I won't try them, because I feel like it'll just feel like a diaper. And
Mm-hmm.
I just hate that feeling of feeling like wet down there. I feel like, first of all, your
Moist.
pussy is already a petri dish.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it can easily be thrown off by the slightest thing. So you just got that wetness, moist,
Warm.
like it's growing some type of like bacteria, germs, whatever. Like, in my opinion, I just don't like it because I feel like it's just a petri dish to me. Like,
No.
yeah.
I agree. I'm more comfortable with tampons versus pads. I've never used the Diva cup. I've never used the disc either.
Hmm.
Um, just in my head, I want to be able to switch out the the product every so often because like you said, our down there is just a warm and wet situation where it could throw off your pH
It
balance.
can,
Like
yes.
y- that's that is the environment for yeast to grow. So people can get yeast infections really easy based off of that. I'm not comfortable with sitting in a pad or period panties or in a diva cup, which I heard they're really good. I don't
Hmm.
know. Um Maybe I'll try it one day, but I'm not bold enough right now.
Yeah, and if you try it, just be at home. Don't have nowhere to go.
Yeah,
Like,
if you're testing it out,
hmm,
like test it out at home before you walk out. Even the disc. I know the disc didn't work out for you, but for some people it might.
for
I
some
don't
people
know.
it might. And like I said, I heard really good things, which is why I tried it, but it just did not work for me. And it wasn't
Yeah.
that it didn't work for me. It worked. It was just the removal process that I didn't like, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and what we do, which I don't know if a lot of people do it, but we use organic tampons and stuff because there is a such thing as fuck. What's that disease called, friend?
TSS, Toxic syndrome.
Yes, that one. Toxic shock syndrome. Um, there is a such thing as that. I know back in the day it used to be a very avid thing, but I don't think it is as much anymore. But there are in like tampons, there are certain chemicals within the tampon that if you leave it in too long, which I think it has to be an
You gotta leave
unreasonable
that thing in. Like,
amount
it
of
gotta be
time.
one of them situations where that motherfucker is lost up there and you forgot it was in there. Bitch, have you ever lost a tampon up in there? I just Bitch. So listen, so when we went to the Roots picnic, right? I was supposed to be starting my period. And I
Oh
didn't
my
want to
god.
be at the picnic, right? And start my period and then be like, oh, let me hurry up and get to the
Yeah.
bathroom. Might be a long line. So I just plugged it before it even
Yeah.
started, right?
Yeah.
And at some point, I must have taken it out. I had to have taken it out. I still don't know if when I took it out, right? But at some point I took it out, and then we were at the festival, we were drinking, having fun, and we get home and I go to take a shower and there's no tampon. I'm like, now I know I put one in here, and I'm like digging around in there trying to find. I'm like, is it like where is it? Because just the day before I had one in, and the string like got stuck up in there, so I had to actually go like fish it out. And I'm thinking like the same thing happened, girl. I'm up here losing my mind, like checking my pussy, trying to see like
Oh my
to
god.
the tampon up in here. I couldn't find anything, so I was like, Lord Jesus, I hope it ain't in there. Like, oh my God. But
Trust me.
has that ever happened to you, friend?
Just know that I've lost this tampon a couple of times, child. Several times, a couple of times. And it wasn't because I put it in there and
I thought I was gonna have to get Deja to come give me a pap smear, bitch, because I was just like, girl, I cannot get that. I knew it was in there, but apparently I took it out. I don't know when.
just know I done had some niggas to give me a fucking pap smear before. Child. Oh my gosh. So embarrassing. It is. So I say this to say, don't have sex when you are drunk on your period, child.
And if you do, at least take the tampon out first.
Yes, if you remember.
Don't make excuses for yourself. Anyway.
I'm not making excuses because this happened several times before.
That and the fact that it's happened so many times, like not just one time, not just two times, but multiple fucking occasions. Like you would think that you would learn your lesson, but you do not learn. Like stop
No more.
doing it,
No
girl.
more.
Just stop.
No more. Damn. I know I'm not the only one, bitches. Y'all better in the comments let me know if you, child. Anyways, so do you have sex on your period?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
I know there's. Granted, I've never found. Okay, I found a nigga that was like, I don't know, blah blah blah, but I did not put a gun to that nigga head, but I made him like it.
And I get the reasons why men be like, I'm not doing that. Completely understand it, but you done with niggas. Really, do they really care? They just want some pussy. And so like, yeah. So like niggas, some niggas be weird about periods. And for instance, we have a friend who was seeing a guy and was kicking it, having a good time, and wanted to hang out with this guy. I was like, yeah, but I'm on my period, so just FYI, we not fucking or whatever. And said guy was basically like, "Oh, that's disgusting. Like, I don't want to be around you while you're on your period." My nigga, what?
I'm not even asking you to fuck me.
Like,
Now,
it's like we just kicking it. Like, I just want to come over, watch Netflix, and eat. Like, that was it.
that's it. I just want you to rub my belly.
I just want you to rub my feet. I just want somebody to cuddle with, because really, that's what we be wanting.
Honestly.
And then you sitting up here talking about I'm disgusting because of it, but I wasn't disgusting when you was.
Child. I done created some murder scenes. Murder, murder.
Murdaaa. That's the name of the episode.
It's murder.
It's Murdaaa. Nah.
What's his name? Little Murder on
P Valley.
The Pint.
On the Pint.
Mm-hmm.
No, but for real,
Little
like my
Murder.
dude, like it wasn't disgusting when you was. I ain't gonna say it because I don't want to, even though people don't know what we was talking about. But it was disgusting when you was eating my ass on the first night that you met me. Like, but now you disgusted. I have problems. I have problems. I have questions. I have concerns. Niggas are weird. And I'm not asking you to eat my ass again on my period. I'm just saying, can we hang?
I didn't ask you to eat my ass at all. I'm not even asking you to fuck me on my period. Even though if you fucking with a bitch like me, I might. But she didn't ask.
It's just weird. And it was even weirder that this individual has a daughter that is at the age that any day now could start her period. And it's like, this is what you think? Like,
It's giving weird.
I have issues with that. And I hope that he doesn't make his daughter feel like that. I hope that she has some women in her life to teach her that, hey, this is a part of life, baby. This is who you are. And this is what makes you, honestly, one of the greatest beings on this fucking planet, is the fact that your body can do this. Like,
it's a blessing. It's a blessing to have a period.
Yes, like the fact that your body can do this, you are literally the portal between the spiritual world and the physical world. And the fact that
you bring life.
And the fact that your body is doing this is a blessing. And none of us would fucking be here if it wasn't for it.
Your daddy would not be here if it wasn't for the damn
right?
period.
And the fact that you think it's dirty or disgusting or yuck in any way, it just shows a level of immaturity that you have that is very high up here.
I think I would have read that
I
nigga
would
for filth.
have read the dog shit out of that nigga. I would have read the dog shit out of him. Like, luckily, our friend is sweet and pleasant and is not like us. Thank God. But I still want to read the nigga. Like, the fuck?
Because that's
It is very
weird.
weird. I hope he learns a lesson from this. If anything, learn a lesson. Learn from this. Because we was all rooting for you. Shit.
And the thing is, like, if you honestly feel that way, that's fine. But you don't, that's a moment where you don't make somebody else feel uncomfortable because of something that naturally happens to their body. If you were that uncomfortable and be like, you can say it in a different way. Like, I don't think tonight is a good night. Maybe in a couple of days from now. I don't know. Something else.
Just
Something
literally anything
else.
else.
I'm
I'm
busy.
busy.
Lie to me.
Yeah.
Something. But don't tell me you're disgusted because I have a period. Oh my God.
Yeah, girl.
Granted, I told her too, like maybe he's had some kind of traumatic experience that's happened to him that has made him feel this way. But you have to realize too that not all, I don't know, you could have voiced it a different way.
If he did have an experience, like, that's something that it should have just been a simple conversation, not I'm disgusting.
Yes, child.
Niggas gonna be like, she changed clothes. Niggas gonna be like, this bitch changed clothes. Like, nah, I was hot. Y'all, I was hot. Y'all, I had to get up out that hoodie real quick.
Yo, I did not know Young Jock had this many kids.
How many kids are? Oh, yeah. Young Jock got a ton of fucking kids. He got like
Oh
2
my
sets of
God.
twins. He got,
What?
yeah, that nigga got a ton of kids.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Now that nigga
I
is
did not
fertile. Don't fuck
know.
him when you ovulating, because you be pregnant.
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 Mm-mm.
Yes.
I would never. Um, child. Okay.
Speaking of not getting
Mm,
pregnant, birth
mm.
control.
What about it?
Have you? Are you? I don't know. That's HIPAA. I don't know if you should disclose that information. How do you feel about birth
It's my
control?
info. It's my information. I can disclose it or not.
HIPAA. Like, but how do you feel about birth control? Are you on birth control? Like, what's up?
I am currently not on birth control.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God. Um, I think it was uh ooh, in my younger years, I think it was appropriate to be on birth control
Yeah,
because just as a young adult, you can be irresponsible at times
girl, I'm
and
still irresponsible.
child, me too. But at the same time, with my irresponsibility, I'd be like, "All right, this is the ovulation week.
Yeah, be careful. Be careful. Mm.
Got to be more careful." So I'm more mindful of my irresponsibility. Anyway, but definitely in my younger years, I do feel like it was appropriate. Now as I'm getting older, I don't think it's necessary for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the fact that if at any point in time, I've heard different experiences with getting off birth control and stuff like that. I've heard that some people got off birth control and was able to get pregnant right away. I've heard that some people got off birth control and it took them a longer time. But honestly, I just think it's all dependent upon each
Yeah,
person.
absolutely.
Um, so, do what opinion do I have on it? For some people, it works. For some, it doesn't. Honestly, I don't think it's always a bad thing. But for me, I don't have horrible periods aside from these headaches. But I take medicine for that, child.
Mm-hmm.
And then cramps too. Medicine, same medicine I take for my headaches, cure my
Mm-hmm.
cramps. So it's not like I'm trying to control like my acne because I did at one point was taking it for my acne, but I don't it wasn't effective. The only thing effective for that was my Accutane. And while I was on Accutane, I did have to be on birth control, which I don't even think I took it. I think I did for a little bit, but then I got off of it because with being on Accutane, if you get pregnant, you have to sign like 4 5 papers that says I get pregnant or you can't sue me because if you get pregnant on Accutane, your baby could have birth defects, like 2 ears, 2 hands, child, a bunch of
Bitch, you
crazy
come
shit
out
can
with 2
happen.
ears and 2 hands anyway.
Bitch.
I'm saying like
I'm dead. I'm dead.
I'm sitting here like,
That's the clip.
bitch, wait. The fuck are you talking about?
Okay, maybe some extra fingers. Oh my
My
god, some
girl
extra
said 2 ears
toes.
and 2 hands. That's what we all got, girl.
Oh my god, that's the clip.
Mm.
Uh,
Mm-mm.
this damn wine that I opened up with a knife.
Girl,
Whew, getting to
yeah.
me.
Remember, we moving. She had to do some ghetto things to get into the wine today.
And did and do and it worked.
Improvise.
And that's why it's in a fucking
Mm.
styrofoam cup. Anyway, birth defects. That's all I'm gonna say, and keep moving.
That's all you had to say.
You can
That's all you had to say, girl.
2 ears, 2
That's
hands.
all you had to say.
Anyways, your baby could come out with birth defects. So that's why you have to be on birth control if you're having sex. And I think at that time I wasn't having the
I
sex
think you
at
was
all.
having the
So
six at one point, but neither here nor there.
oh, maybe at some point when I was, and then I stopped. Child. Anyway, I didn't get pregnant. But what was I saying? So I think to each its own, like depending on every person, I think you should evaluate whether birth control is right for you. But at this point in time, I think I'm at the age where at some point I want kids and I don't want birth control to be a factor. I don't want it to my personal opinion is you're dousing your body with uh, fictitious hormones because that's what birth control is. So I don't think your body is producing this thing for so long and you're on it for so long that I just don't think it's right. It just doesn't seem right. It's almost like the other birth control where you have it in your arm for so long, the implants and stuff. I don't like the fake thing in your body at all. So I rather let my body do what it do because there was even a point in time where I was skipping my period while I was taking the pill, and I'm like, is that appropriate? Like, should I be
You
doing
up here
this?
hormone hacking
Granted,
and shit.
yeah, granted, I mean, I never had any real issues doing
Hmm.
it, but like your body does this for a reason. So why am I trying to bypass it? Right? So I don't know. What's your opinion about birth
I was
control?
on birth control for many years. Like I said, when I was very young, it helped me to stop getting sick, right? Um, and I pretty much was on birth control from that point all the way up through like when I had my son. So I've been on birth control for a long time. And just like with feminine hygiene products, when I say I like to try different things, I have pretty much tried all of them except a few. I tried pill, which is usually what I kind of stick with. I've tried the patch. I've tried that damn NuvaRing, which was a fucking nightmare for me because it gave me
Mm.
yeast infections like a fucking, it was out of this world. And that
Oh
bitch used to come
no.
out all the time. And so that was a
Oh no.
nightmare. But that NuvaRing, the patch, I've tried a number of different things. The only things that I have not tried was the shot because I heard it made you fat and I didn't want to get fat.
I tried the shot. So I was on the shot when I was in
Hmm.
Missouri. So I think at some point I did start gaining weight, but I don't know if it was necessarily because of the
Yeah.
shot. Granted, it probably helped. So, yes, I did have the shot, but the abnormal part about
You
it
would go
is
months without your
when I
period.
but when I first got the shot, my period was very irregular or lasted longer than it normally does, or I bled a lot heavier than I normally did. And then at some point, like maybe the first 4 months, after the first 4 months or so, then it got to the point where I didn't have a period
I
at
don't like
all.
that.
As long as I was getting my shots on a
Yeah.
regular, I wouldn't have a period. Which it was convenient because it's like, oh, I can fuck. But but yes, like I said, that's when I was like, "What is that normal though?"
Yeah.
Like your body tells you you can get pregnant when you have
Mm-mm.
periods. And granted, I wasn't trying to get pregnant, but I want kids. So at some point,
Yeah. I
um,
don't like the
but
whole. So currently, right now, I am not taking birth control. I do not take birth control, and I probably won't get back on birth control. There
mhm,
was a certain point where I was taking it when I was with my ex, because we didn't want to take no chances. But
mhm,
as of right now, no, I'm not on it, and you can kind of gauge, like, you know, and there are things like
mhm,
condoms that you should use also as a method of birth control.
right.
So yeah. Um, but I just don't like,
Rhythm
huh?
rhythm method is birth control as well. It's not. It doesn't protect you from STDs or
No.
STIs. However, could possibly not the most effective form of birth control,
Don't
but
be telling niggas out here. Niggas gonna get pregnant. They gonna blame you for it. Uh,
I'm just saying you could check the box when you get to it because the rhythm method is on the list when they ask
it
about birth
is. You're
control.
absolutely right. But I just don't like the idea of taking something that makes my body stop doing what it's supposed to do.
Mhm.
And that's why I'm not really fooling with birth control right now. Even though I'm not planning on having any kids anytime soon right now, but like I said, there's other methods. Have you ever tried spermicide?
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, I did try spermicide.
Yeah,
It was it didn't bother me any, but the person that I was trying it with,
them niggas don't like it. They
he
don't like it.
no, he said his dick was burning
Yeah.
to the point where he had me. He didn't have sex with me because he probably thought I had something, so he got tested again before. I was like, nigga, I ain't got shit. I'm only fucking you.
Ah.
And so he got tested again before he fucked me again, child.
God.
I'm like, I'm telling you, because he was so paranoid. He was like, "Nah, something wrong. It burns. When I peed, it
It's
burned."
from the
I was like,
spermicide, girl. That shit's
"Yeah."
funny.
So yeah, I did try spermicides with him, and it was was it the gel or was
They
it
had the
because
ones that were like
there
Listerine
was the
strips.
gel. Yes, they have those too, but I think I did I honestly can't remember which ones it
Mm-mm.
was. Anyways, I picked it up at Walmart, child. But yeah, I forgot that I
Mm,
did try those.
girl.
Um, yeah, so the only forms of birth control I've tried spermicides, uh, condoms, of course, the pill, and then the shot and the rhythm method, I guess.
But so one thing that I do want to speak on, and this is not my personal experience, but one of my other close friends, she at one point had the one that you were talking about that goes in the arm, right? I think it's called like Implanon or
Yeah,
something like that. Sorry if I'm butchering
something.
it, but she had that one, and first of all, my girl is already crazy as fuck. Like she's already like a little crazy. She knows it.
Mhm.
Um, but when she had this birth control, like she was extremely depressed. Like went through a really bad depression phase. Like it was just really bad and she couldn't figure out why she was feeling this way. Like first of all, I told you my girl's
Mm.
already crazy on a normal. And so when she had that birth control in her arm, like yeah, girl,
Mm.
she was fucking batshit, and so she had to get it taken out because it had her like suicidal and shit. Like, yeah, like it was
Oh,
bad. But those are other things like the side effects of birth controls that you have to take into consideration. Like, what is this stuff really doing to
yes.
our body long term? Like, and so
Mhm.
yeah, my girl, she had a really bad experience with that. But one thing that I never thought about that I would actually probably try is the IUDs because they have the
It's different,
non-hormonal IUDs. They're
but they're
copper,
copper
and so
too, right?
you with the copper ones you run a higher risk of like infections and stuff like that. So it's like so much bullshit. Like you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. But like I don't know.
Yeah. At this point, I'm not getting on birth control anymore. Like, I'm God for I want my husband so I can go ahead and have these babies, or I would just want to be in a stable enough spot to where
You
if
would
I
be
got
okay.
pregnant, that
Hmm.
yeah. So my intent is not to have a baby randomly,
If it happened, it
but
happened. Mm-hmm.
yeah. So that's why I'm not on birth control. Like, I just don't want to do it. And any nigga that want me to get on birth control, because I have had niggas to be like, you gonna get on birth control? No, you not my nigga. You put a condom on.
Sir, you so worried.
Tuh. Or
Or
stop
that.
fucking me.
Either or. I'm good.
So okay, I forgot men be listening to this. So as a man,
Men are more than
I
half of our
feel like
listeners, actually. We have a lot of men that listens. Thank you to the men listeners that keep coming back
yes,
each week.
thank you. Because yes, our
It's like
demographic
50
is
50,
half
like right down the
is
middle.
50-50.
Yes.
I appreciate it. Thank you for continuing to listen to two crazy ass women. Anyway, um, I do feel like as a man, it is not your right to be like you should get on birth control. Now, it could be a conversation, but you as a man put the condom on because I know a lot of you niggas don't like them. Quite frankly, I
No
honestly don't
one
like them either
really
because they
likes
stink.
them, to be honest. But they're
Yeah,
necessary. No one really likes condoms. They
they're
are
necessary.
necessary, though. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. But it is a conversation before, especially if you're starting to have sex with someone on a regular, have the conversation about birth control and like how you're going to continue to go forward. It is not a point for you saying like you need to get on. No, you do it. And that's the part that pisses me off about birth control too, is that there are so few types of birth control for, I shouldn't say birth control because is it really birth control for men? But it there's so few types of, I
Contraceptives,
don't,
or yeah.
contraception types. I don't know, for
There's
men,
literally none that they
because
have to take that can,
most
like, that they take a pill. Like they were talking about that male birth control pill, but like, is that really gonna happen?
it lasts 10
Yes, like
years.
that's not gonna happen. Niggas ain't really about to be up here taking a pill every day. And even if they did come out with man birth control, I would not trust a nigga. Niggas barely brush their teeth every morning. Like, I'm not about to trust a nigga to wake up every morning and take a fucking pill. I'm not about to do it. No.
There's plan Bs for us, which isn't a form of birth control, but it's a way to stop pregnancy, which honestly to
It
me
is,
means
yeah.
birth
It's like
control.
it's an
Anyway,
emergency contraceptive. It's not one that you should take often,
emergency country.
or you just take it in the case of an
No.
emergency. Yeah.
Yes. So there's plan Bs, there's the pill for us, there's the IUD, there's the implant, there's the shot. There's all these other, we already have monthly things that we got to remember, then on top of taking a pill and changing our tampon and
It's stressful
bitch,
being a girl. Like,
what you niggas
girl,
got to
wake
do?
up. And that's it.
Put on a condom. That's all you got
Yeah.
to do. And half you niggas even carry them.
Right? They be expecting for us to have them too. And then they be mad when they be the
I
wrong
used to
size.
carry them.
Niggas be mad if you don't have a magnum. First of all, can you even fit this magnum, sir? All
Magnums
kind of
stink.
stink. But sir, first of all, you thinking talking about, oh, I need a magnum. Now you don't need no magnum. You need this little lifestyle over
Oh, let
here.
me see. Make that thing grow. Make
Day.
that thing
Don't be
grow.
acting like
Girl, I saw, oh my gosh, I gotta post this too. I saw a clip where Superhead, sorry, not Superhead,
thank you.
Elizabeth
Get
Overson
it right.
was on a podcast. She was on a podcast and she was like, let's tell the truth here. Most you niggas have small dicks. Most of y'all dicks not big. Most of you niggas got small dicks, which is okay. It is fine. Cause I'll fuck a small dick. An average dick. I'll fuck one. I'll fuck the small dick too. It's not no shaming. Cause you got what you got. I can't help it. My vagina's my vagina,
Do the
your dick is
best
your
I
dick.
can with what
Whatever.
I
If we
got.
mesh, do the best I can with what I got. That's all you gotta do. So if you're not packing down here, then maybe you can do more right here. child, something, I don't know, something got to compensate. If you, because if my vagina not popping, then I'm gonna be a
Friend,
good wife.
where are we
Anyway,
going?
the point is, most of you niggas got small dicks, so stop asking for the
I literally
magnum.
just had this conversation yesterday with my buddy, right? So so he over here, we was talking to, he was like that he just had an average. I was like, no, you definitely don't have like an average penis. Like you actually are packing. He was like, what you mean? I was like, yeah. I was like, no. Trust me. I've
Most
done the
niggas is
research, my
small.
nigga. Like you're actually above average. But he was like, "Oh, well, thank you."
I've done
Like,
the
no, I'm
research.
telling the truth. Like, I'm not trying to, make your head any bigger. But like, no, niggas really be out here struggling sometimes. And there's no shade. There's no
Which
shade.
is
Like,
fine. No
but
shade.
yeah,
But stop being out here thinking you got a big dick buying the
girl,
big
that thing
condoms,
gonna
cause
fall off and it's
don't.
gonna be stuck in my vagina. Then you gonna have to give me a pap smear to fish that thing out because it's happened, and it's embarrassing. Not for me, but for you. So stop.
Like, what you mean the
Like,
condom came
stop.
off?
It's not. Don't embarrass me because that means it was just too big for you, and you need to get the appropriate size so this doesn't happen again.
If you get the
If
again, child.
girl,
Shout out to Elizabeth. Uh, so there's this thing called what you call it?
my
Damn,
friend, there go her mind.
cycle syncing, where your cycle will sync with other women
Mm-hmm.
who are on their period. Now, the
Here we
question
go.
is, are
Here we
you the
go.
person
Here we
that
fucking go.
are you the person that everyone syncs with, or do you
Just go
sync with
ahead and
other
say that you
people?
have an alpha pussy bitch and that everybody period sync up around you because I already know where this conversation going. So anytime Raven is around other females, everybody else's period syncs up to Raven and she feels like she has alpha pussy because everybody pussy sync up to her pussy. And it's just, I'm done. I believe in cycle syncing. I do believe in that. And I feel like it's a method to the madness. Something, I don't know.
What
I
is
feel
the
like it's something
method?
more spiritual that's bigger that I don't really fully understand. And
Mm,
I feel like I read it in a book, honestly, where they kind of explain the
I gotta
spiritual
look at
meaning
that.
behind it. But yes, but as far as what you're talking about, Raven just thinks she got alpha pussy and that everybody sync up. Everybody
I don't
syncs
think,
up with Ray.
bitch.
But even though like we used to be really on sync, even when I was out in Dubai, like we were
Yeah,
still in sync virtually. We were in
virtually we
sync
were in sync.
virtually. But now we're off. We're out actually off by a lot actually. Um, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm
And
currently
yeah, so
on
we're
right now.
actually pretty off right now. But when you say syncing up, like I like to compare mine to the moon cycle and where I'm at in the moon cycle because like sometimes I'm like I used to be a full moon like cycle, like where I would have my period during a full moon. And I need
Hmm.
to refresh on my books and get on my woo woo shit again. But there's like a meaning. There's two different meanings. Like if you have your period on a full moon, that means one thing, and then if you have your period on a new moon, then that means one thing. And right now I think I'm currently synced up to the new moon. Yeah.
Yeah, look
Yeah, I
into
forgot.
that for me,
I
child.
need to get back on my shit. But yeah. But that's how a lot of women like back in the day they used to tell
Anyway.
like where they were by the moon. Like where they were at in their cycle because you think about a
Oh,
moon cycle is the same cycle that a woman is on. Mhm. Yep.
is
It's the
it?
same cycle. It's like the same
I did
time
not
frame.
know that.
So women
Oh, that makes
that's how
sense.
they
And
track
that's
their
how they
periods by
track
the
their
where the
period.
moon phase was.
Where did the name period come from? I should
Yeah,
have
I
did a
don't know
lot
where
more
period
research.
came from. I don't know, but like, why do you call it a period?
Uh, do you have any embarrassing like period stories where it was like whether you were young or when you got older or
Mm, I mean, I have some when I was probably younger, and it's very embarrassing, and I really don't want to tell it, but I will. I was
young?
a baby basically, but like it was when I was still wearing pads and like I felt like I was smelly and
Mm.
and like you know how girls are. Girls are mean.
Yeah.
And they were basically like, who is that? Like, and I didn't want to say anything. And they ended up blaming it on this other girl. And they teased her for such a long time about it. But I think it was me.
Oh my God. Oh
I think it
no.
was me, and that's one of the reasons I don't fuck with pads, yo. Like,
Yeah.
it's one of
Yeah.
them reasons why I do not fuck with pads, because I'm not about to be the stinky bitch. Like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but
Yeah.
yes, I think yeah, that's probably like the most embarrassing thing. That's the only thing that's coming to mind right now. But I was like still in middle school when that happened, so.
Yeah. My embarrassing story when I was younger, I got probably a couple, child. But when I was younger, I remember specifically I was outside with some cousins or whatever,
Mhm.
walking around the block. I had on white. This is when I had capris, child. I had on white capris. I was around a whole bunch of boys, and my period decided to start, bitch. And somebody noticed it, and it was like, "What's that?" I was so
Oh
embarrassed.
my god, that is fucking horrifying. Oh my
I was
god.
so embarrassed. I had on white capris, bitch. Had to go home and change, child. I was so
Poor
embarrassed because I didn't know.
baby. Oh my
Because
god.
it's not like I could. If I go like this, that's embarrassing.
Mhm.
Like, girl, yeah, that. And then, like we said earlier, child, there's been some nights where I got a little too drunk and had the sex
Mhm.
and had to have a whole pap smear
You got to find this
because
thing because it's jammed up here somewhere, and I need you to get it out.
like legs up. I felt like I was having a baby. Legs up, knees to chest,
Because if
push it
not, you're
out.
gonna have to go to the emergency room to have them get it out, and that's even more embarrassing.
And bitch, I was not ashamed. You gonna get this goddamn tampon up out of me. Cause who going to the hospital? You gonna get this tampon up out of me.
Yeah.
Not ashamed. And I've done it so many times now to where I'm not ashamed.
It shouldn't be. Honestly, it really shouldn't be any shame associated with it.
You was fucking this pussy. You gonna get this you didn't feel that?
Nigga, my issue is that you didn't feel it. Is the issue shit?
Probably because it felt good. You know when you got extra room in there?
No, my issue is
Not
that
extra
you
room.
didn't feel it, bitch. That is the issue. But I have
Yeah.
had like situations too, like where I may have been spending the night at someone's house and like had an accident and mess up the sheets or something. Like
Oh fuck.
I've
Okay,
had
I've
that
never done
happen
that one.
once, but the guy that I was dealing with when that happened was very mature. He was like, "Girl, it ain't no problem. Like we're gonna throw these things in the wash machine. We're gonna call it a day."
Isn't that very
It
comforting?
is.
Like
It is.
for a guy to be so mature to be like, it's just a fucking period. Like,
Yeah,
what?
like, and if we can't get this
It's
stain out,
normal.
bitch, we will go to Target and buy some new sheets. Like, so
Tuh.
fellas, that's something that you can learn. Like, if something like that happens, like, please don't make your
Shame.
person, whether you have feelings for that person or not, please don't make them feel embarrassed or ashamed about whatever they're going through. Like, just be mature about the situation, because it's already embarrassing enough for us to have an accident or something happen and say we mess up the sheets or we do something like that. Like, that's already embarrassing, and you feel bad. It's like, fuck, I just ruined this person's sheets. Like, you feel
Mhm.
horrible when something like that happens. So don't be an asshole. Just be like, girl, here, we gonna put some of this goddamn OxyClean on these motherfucking sheets right here, and we gonna see if this stain come
Mhm.
out. If this stain don't come out, then we just gonna throw these in the trash. We just gonna run to Target and get some new ones.
If it's one thing a woman know how to do is to get stains out of white
Hey,
sheets.
you gotta do it while it's still wet. If it done dried up,
Mm-hmm.
you done. It's a wrap. Throw it out. Like, if it's
Mm-hmm.
still wet, you can save it though. If it's still wet, you can save it. Cause
Mm-hmm.
I done had plenty of panties where I done had them motherfuckers up under the sink trying to.
Do you got period
I
panties?
have definitely have panties designated just for my period. Absolutely.
I'm trying to think. I got rid of a lot of them because my period panties be having holes in
Them
them,
be the
child.
raggedy ones. You don't care about them. You don't care about them. They can have
Mm-hmm.
holes. They usually have holes like on the sides, like on the, like when you pulling them up and pulling them down. That's why I get my holes at on the sides. But nigga, if you ever come to my house and you see some holy draws, like just know them not my good draws for you. They're my period panties, and leave them alone.
Period.
Period.
I don't care if I'm get
I don't
messed up.
care. I don't care if they got holes. I don't care if they raggedy, because ain't nobody gonna see it. except for me.
Mm-hmm.
I.
Mm-hmm. Mm. All right. So let's go ahead and get into some tips, which I really ain't got very many, sorry. Because this is a natural thing that happens. The first tip that I'll give is for women. Download a tracking app for your period, child, and
If you don't, yeah.
track your symptoms, track your pre-symptoms, track the symptoms when you're having during your period, child. Because for me, it's like me personally, this isn't a it's that time of the month thing, that one time of the month, because I'm literally feeling the symptoms before, during, after. It's just I might get 1 week where I'm normal,
But you normal. Yeah.
maybe, child.
Niggas be wondering why we crazy because our hormones are doing things all the time.
All the fucking time.
We
So
literally get 1 week off where we not bothered by our hormones acting crazy.
maybe,
Like maybe.
because child, there might be 1 week where I'm more feminine, 1 week where I'm more masculine. It don't
Mhm.
my hormones, child, and I can't explain it. Just bear with me, child. So ladies, get you a tracking app, track your symptoms, make sure you're tracking your ovulation week,
Mm,
more importantly.
that's
Um,
very important, especially if you're not on the birth control, girl.
child, make sure you're taking your birth control
If you need to
if
take
you need
it
to
for
take it.
real, like.
So I think that's a good tip. The next tip that I say is watch your nutrition. I know for me, which is a PMS symptom for me too, is constipation. I can tell when my period is when I'm around my period, because I'm very regular, but
Mhm.
during that time of the month, I become constipated and I can feel it. So I think a way to alleviate that is to make sure the what you're eating and consuming in your body, because we definitely get cravings. I can tell when I'm on my period because I might get more cravings for sweets or salty foods or whatever. But
Mhm.
it's very important to make sure you're still drinking your water, making sure you're eating the proper food so your body can still flush itself out, and you're not as bloated maybe. um
So can I add something to the nutrition
yeah.
portion? So, one of the she's I think her name's Queen of Fool, but she has a
Oh
book
yeah.
about like a womb, like the I don't remember. It's like Sacred Womb or something like that is
That
the name
sounds
of the book.
familiar.
Um, and one of the things that she mentions is like right before your period, if you have like a normal diet and you don't have like a plant-based or vegan diet or anything like that, that one of the things that makes your period 10 times worse is dairy products and
Mm,
a lot of meats.
mm,
So that's something to kind of keep in the back of your mind, is that when you know you're in that PMS part of the month or part of your cycle, to kind of limit the amount of dairy products that you have and the amount of meat that you're having, especially red meats and porks and things like that. So maybe eat a little bit lighter or kind of just take meat out of your diet, and especially dairy.
mm,
Dairy is very bad, especially if you get cramps. I noticed that and I know these things, but of course it takes discipline and I don't always do them. But I noticed that like when it's almost time for my period, if I cut out dairy and I limit the amount of meat I'm having, that those are typically the months where I have easier, lighter periods. My
mhm,
PMS symptoms aren't as bad. I don't bleed as heavy. I don't cramp as severe as I normally would. So keep those things in mind when you are about to have your period, like that week before. Maybe cut back on the ice cream, the cheese, the milk, those things. Cut back on those. And it's all the good shit that we all love and like. But if you want to have easier periods, or you just want to test it out and see how it might impact you, just kind of cut those things out and see.
yes. Another tip that we could give you is be aware of how your mood impacts like your mental health. So I know for me, I can get very isolated during my period and stuff because I'm just very irritable. I got headaches. Like, I just don't want to be bothered by nobody. Sometimes I don't want nobody to touch me. As much as I do be wanting the cuddles, sometimes I want the cuddles, but far away.
It's like a conflict of interest. It's like, yes, you want the cuddles and you want to be held and you want to be touched, but at the same time, like, you don't.
Yeah. It's very
Yeah.
confusing. So, man, I
Hmm.
understand why you be like, "Ugh, I can't do nothing
I
right."
don't know what to do with this bitch. She is crazy. I
Yeah.
understand. We are all crazy. Yes, you're
Yes.
right.
But work with us.
It's a reason behind the craziness, I
Yeah.
promise. And it's always worth it. So, yes.
It is. I might, child. Anyway, that's just me though. Everybody ain't child. Anyway, um, yeah. So just be aware of your mood swings and how it impacts your mental health. Like, another thing too, because this past week or so, like, I've been sleeping like crazy because
Hmm.
of my period. I've literally been just so tired, and in the moment I don't realize why I'm so tired until I intentionally think, oh, I'm on my period, or oh, my period's about to start. But I will literally sleep and be tired and waste the day away when I have shit to do, and I got shit to
Mm.
do.
Hmm.
But my body is telling me, no, rest, bitch. And
and
honestly,
and
listen
listen to
to
your
it.
body. Yes,
Yeah.
if you have the luxury to be able to just sit down and, like, it's not life or death or anything like that, like, sit the fuck down, listen to your body, please, and rest.
Yes.
Like, I want to add something to that too, though, because if you're someone that already struggles with anxiety and depression, and this just goes back to bringing it around to the therapy aspect of it, right? But if you're someone that already deals with these type of things, that has like crazy anxiety and depression or whatever, um you need to know how your period and your cycle plays into that, because there may be times where you are going through a depression period and it just, for some reason, significantly gets worse, and
Mm-hmm.
you're just in a fucked up ass place.
Mm-hmm.
Look at your calendar and see where you at. Like, because those mood swings, they already, if you're a normal baseline whatever, your period can take you down here real quick. And so if you're already down here and then you start getting your period and feeling these PMS symptoms, this irritability and all these other mood swings, you can go even further down. So pay attention to those things when you are someone that's struggling with depression and all these other mental illnesses.
And know
And
that it's just temporary too. So
mm-hmm,
if you're feeling like that, it's like, okay, my period is here. Okay, it's only temporary. I'm just gonna be like this for a couple days, and then I can
mm-hmm.
climb myself up out of this. But yeah, be mindful of that.
And then if it's to the point where it's so severe, like where you're really struggling, then that's the time where you may need to talk to your physician or your therapist or whoever to kind of figure out a way, like step back and see, like, hey, I'm already going through some shit. I'm already extremely stressed out with work, these kids, and this man. And then, like, step back and be like, it's something bigger. You may need to get on some type of medication, something to kind of help balance things out. Especially if you're on birth control and all the other shit that is altering stuff, like, really take a step back, because it may be something much bigger than just you got an
Mm-hmm.
attitude because you're on your period,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yes. Maybe get off the birth control, or maybe get on the birth control.
Whatever. But the whole point of this conversation is to help you to realize that you may need to
Some
step back. You may need to figure out a different method, because whatever you got going on may not be working for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then lastly, all I say is give yourself grace.
Mm.
Um, realize that your body is doing something natural. It's just the way of life. It's the circle of life. It's the circle of
And
life.
men, do the same. Give grace.
Oh yeah, we need
Be
some tips for them
patient.
niggas.
Be patient, and don't make your partner, whoever the woman in your life is, feel bad or feel ashamed because she has this period, because it's gonna happen. And if you
Hmm.
don't want no women in your life, then okay, fine. But
That's fine.
you're gonna have to deal with this if you want women in your life.
Period. Literally. Okay. Mm. Yes. So I mean, and it's okay if you are not accepting of it. If you are not accepting of it, realize, don't shame nobody else for it because you don't accept it. So yeah, just remove yourself. Period. Okay, I'm gonna stop.
Thank you.
Anyway, that's all I got, friend.
All right. Well, that wraps up this week's episode of You Need a Therapist podcast. Please follow us on You Need a Therapist pod at Instagram. Email us at youneedatherapistpod@gmail.com. I almost fucked it up, friend.
It's okay, because I fuck up too.
Real niggas fuck up. And that's it. We don't have nothing else. You got anything else for these niggas? Because I'm ready to go. We've been here for a minute.
We moving. Give us grace. Yeah, we out of here, son. Cali bound at.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
This nigga.